Adventures in time and space, told in future tense.
Dimension X.
To all our listeners, a brief forward before tonight's adventure in the world of the future. Beginning next week, Dimension X moves to a new time on Friday evenings instead of Saturdays. In the Eastern Time Zone, it will be heard at 9 o'clock Fridays, Eastern Daylight Saving Time. In other zones, please consult your local newspapers to learn the new time of the program. Now, tonight's venture into the world of tomorrow. A most unusual story about a logic named Joe and a man named Frank, and of how he saved civilization.
It was on the 3rd day of August that Joe came off the assembly line. On the 4th, Lorene came into town. And that afternoon, I saved civilization. Lorene's a blonde I was crazy about once. And Joe is a new 1940-74 model Logic that I got stored away down in a cellar. And how do I save civilization? I save it by keeping Joe down in a cellar. Sometimes
you are listening now to a voice from the future. The voice of Frank Caldwell, head serviceman for the Logic Corporation, makers of the machine that does everything for you. Well, nearly everything, anyway. In the year we speak of, 1974, the electronic Logic sets were working so well that life was soft indeed for repairman Frank Caldwell. That is, until that fatal day of August the 3rd, when suddenly the Logics began doing everything for their users and doing it too well.
Hi, boss. What's the matter? Somebody put you through a ringer?
Frank, you busy right now?
No, there haven't been any service calls all day.
Fine, there's a customer outside. Go take care of him, will you?
Me, I'm a maintenance man.
I know, but there are no salesmen around this minute. This guy wants to have our machines explained to him.
Explained?
Yeah.
Everybody in the world knows about Logic. Where's he been, on Mars?
Just moved up from the backwoods someplace.
Why don't you explain him?
I don't feel too well.
Yeah? You're okay about a half an hour ago.
Look, you the boss here or am I? Go on out there, will you?
Okay. Good morning. My name's Caldwell. Can I help you?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Caldwell. My name's Kolanovich. This is my little boy, Freddie.
Hiya, Freddie.
Hiya, jerk.
Ow.
Freddie.
I got you, didn't I?
Fine kid you got there.
Freddie, how many times I got to tell you not to kick people in the shins? Excuse it, please, Mr. Caldwell.
Sure. Just a kid.
I got a knife home and cut you in little pieces.
Freddie, we'd like to buy a Logic, Mr. Caldwell. The gentleman we spoke to first said he had to leave in a hurry.
Oh, he did, huh? Well, I understand you're not acquainted with Logic, Mr. Kolanovich.
Yeah, that's right. We just moved to the city. My wife, she saw that everybody else had a Logic, and you know how women are.
You bet. Well, you can't get along without a Logic in this day and age, Mr. Kolanovich.
Look I got a snake. Want to see
Will
it?
you shut up that... Yeah, now, about the Logic.
Yeah.
Here, I'll plug one in here. There, now. See, the Logic looks kind of like an old-fashioned television set, only it's got keys instead of dials. Now, if you want to talk to a friend, you just punch the number of his Logic. Like making an old-fashioned phone call. Except you not only hear him, but you see him, too, on this viewing screen here. Now, of course, that's not the important feature of these things.
Oh?
Now, suppose you want to ask a question.
A question?
Like, what's it take for a sore throat? Or who won the American League pennant in 1911? Just turn on the Logic. Then you punch the question key, and you ask, like this. Who was the first president of the United States?
George Washington.
You see?
I already knew that.
Well, that was just a sample.
Oh. Well, I got a little store. Will it keep books for me?
It'll keep your books, record your contracts, serve as a filing system, and check up on what happened to your lawyer's last client. Anything.
Oh, say, they're really something, these things.
10,000 services and information sources in one. Read our advertising.
Well, what I want to know, Mr. Caldwell, how do these Logics work?
You saw that big building across the street?
Sure.
Well, that's one of the relay tanks. Now, there are a dozen of them around the country, all hooked up together. And there's a data plate in one of those tanks for every fact in creation.
You mean those relays know everything?
If there's something they don't know, the technicians are busy making a relay plate for it right now. The logic integrates the facts in the tank and gives you the answers.
Hey, you. Can I ask this thing how to make dart poison?
How to make what?
Dart poison, like in Africa. I could shoot the darts with my pea shooter.
Oh, well, I think maybe we better not get one of these things.
Well, that's okay, Mr. Kalanovich. The logic won't tell you about no dart poison, see?
Bet it will. I'm going to try it. Hey, how do you make dart poison?
Public policy forbids this service.
What'd it do that for?
On account of some little brat, on account of some children might ask things that ain't good for them.
Listen, I don't like this here one. I want that one over there.
They're all alike, kid.
I want that one. If I can't have that one, I'm going to hold my breath till I'm dead.
Well, I got lots of time.
It's no use, Mr. Caldwell. You might as well give him the one he wants.
But, kid, they're so much alike. Even I can't tell them apart.
I can't, and I want Joe.
Joe? Who's Joe?
Oh, I guess he means the logic, Mr. Caldwell. He has to think up a name to call everything. You should hear the names he calls me.
Not till I'm 21, I promise Mother.
Okay, so we call him Joe. But what makes you think Joe's any different from the rest?
He looks different somehow.
Don't be silly. Them things are all alike. The 1/10,000th of an inch.
Just the same. I'll bet he'll teach me how to make dart poison.
Okay, then. Come on, Joe. I want that one. I'm going to call him Joe. Mike, I could have wrung his neck. I could have
How
taken
many
that
cards,
little...
Charlie?
I pass.
I'll draw two. Well, what a holy terror. He had his father scared to death.
Too bad that kid ain't mine. I'd show him quick enough for his boss in the family.
Holy smoke.
What's the matter?
Sorry, fellas. Got to hold up the hand a minute. I just remembered. Got to call my wife.
Oh, let her wait a minute.
Yeah, sure. You ever met my wife?
Yeah, I did. Don't let her see the card game, and she'll be down here with a hatchet.
You telling me? Hey, what's the matter with this thing? It ain't getting my house.
Announcing new and improved logic service. Your logic is now equipped to give not only consultative, but directive advice. If you want to do something and don't know how to do it, ask your logic.
What do you know about that? It's just somebody trying to pull a gag.
Yeah, didn't sound like a gag to me. Maybe the boss decided to add a new logic service.
No. Boss knows better than to start anything like that. Why, look. The minute the system starts giving advice, some joker like you's going to be asking questions like, how can I get rid of my wife?
Yeah, but you heard what the logic just said.
Nah, the sensor circuit will block the question. You don't believe me? Go on, try it.
Okay. Anything for a laugh. Okay, Logic, I got a question for you. How do I get rid of my wife?
Service question. Is your wife blonde or brunette?
You guys hear that? She's a blonde.
Hexacrylaminotin is a constituent of green shoe polish. Take home a frozen meal containing pea soup. Color the soup with green shoe polish. This poison is fatal to blonde females only. This fact has not been brought out by human experiment, but is a product of logic's service. You cannot be convicted of murder.
What do you know?
It is improbable that you will be suspected.
The saints preserve us.
And it's bound to be right. These things can't make a mistake. Oh, Mike, don't stand there. Turn that thing off and check the sensor circuits. Quick.
We can't get to them. They're all sealed up. It's supposed to be impossible for them to go out of order.
Well, they're out of order now. And I got a feeling some awful things are going to happen. Boss, we got to do something. The logics have gone nuts.
Relax. The thing gave a goofy answer once. Maybe it was a joke.
Whoever heard of a logic making a joke?
Well, it was an accident. Forget it. It won't happen again.
What makes you so sure people are going to be trying it? Now, look. Supposing I wanted to get rid of you, for instance.
You don't? How would you collect your pay?
Yeah, but supposing. I'm going to try it to see what the logic says.
If you want to do something and don't know how, ask your logic.
How do I bump off my boss?
Huh?
A male, bald-headed, 45.
Service question. Is he fat or thin?
Holy mac, fat.
Make some chocolate ice cream containing powdered charcoal in place of half the chocolate. Use Hutzo brand charcoal. Hutzo contains an ingredient fatal only to fat, bald-headed males. This fact is a product of Logic's service.
You hear what it said? If this keeps up, we'll have to shut down the company.
You kidding? We can't shut down the company, and you know it. Logic do all the computing, bookkeeping, filing, and recording of contracts for every business in the country. They handle all television programs, personal calls, weather forecasts, employment notices.
I know that, but...
Wake up. If we shut down the Logic, we go back to a civilization we've forgotten how to run.
Yeah, but the point is, boss, they're now giving out information on murder. And no telling what else.
Well, we'll just have to find out why and fix it. Meantime, there's nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about?
Of course not. You've asked these questions for a gag. Nobody's going to ask them seriously. What you need is a little faith in human nature. Oh, excuse me, it's probably the wife.
Person-to-person video call. Go ahead.
Cyrus here? How do you feel?
Why, just fine, sweetheart.
I just told Detective Cyrus I want you to be sure and get home on time for dinner.
Yeah, why?
Because I've got a surprise for you, dear. Your favorite dessert.
Dessert?
What kind?
Homemade salted ice cream. The flavor is heavenly, Cyrus, and you taste it, you'll just die. Cyrus, the dog. What is worse than it? Cyrus!
Chocolate ice cream, huh?
This can't be happening. Agnes wouldn't... What? This is dangerous.
Have a little faith in human nature, huh?
Oh, well, you're the head of the maintenance crew. I'll give you 24 hours to fix these Logics, or you're fired.
Now, look, boss.
Get me the police. Get me an extra maintenance crew. Get me a doctor. You.
Me?
Get moving.
Where?
Anywhere. Find out what the Logics are up to. And see that you find out before the Logics do.
Bartender. Hey, bartender. Give me a double.
Coming up.
What's the matter, pal? You had a bad day?
Go away, will you?
Oh, listen, pal. You gotta listen. I got trouble.
Hey, bartender, will you get this barfly off me? For Pete's sake, I'm tired.
On your way, you.
No, don't say that. I got trouble. How am I going to keep my wife from finding out I had a couple of little drinks? How am I going to do that, huh?
Look, mister, it's a hot day. I've been driving a car around in Thief.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep a bank president from having apoplexy on account of his Logic told him how to rob his own bank. I've been tripping over dead bodies so artistically croaked that nobody's ever going to find out who's done it. And all you got on your mind is...
How am I going to keep my wife from finding out I had a couple of little drinks? How?
Go ask the Logic.
Logic? My pal, that's a wonderful idea. Where's the Logic? Huh?
Right
Where's
behind
the...
you. Here's a nickel.
Oh, give me a nickel.
This I gotta hear. This is gonna be good.
Now, come on, Logic, old pal, be nice. How does the guy keep his wife from finding out he's had a couple of little drinks? Answer me that. How, huh?
Buy a bottle of Franin hair shampoo. It is harmless, but contains an ingredient which instantly neutralizes alcohol. 1 teaspoonful for each jigger you consume.
Oh, boy, I gotta buy a bottle of Franin. What was that again?
Supposing it's right, you'll never remember it as far as the drugstore. I think there's a bottle in the back room. Somebody left it.
Oh, my pal, there's no more trouble. Show me the way to go.
Get a picture of him back there drinking that shampoo. Give me another double.
I don't know what's worse, to be as low as you or as high as him.
All right, where is he? I know he's here. Where is that mom?
Who you want, lady?
My husband. I know he's here. Now, where is he? That's no good. Well, I'll show him. Thinks he can come staggering home again, does he? Well, I'll teach him.
Poor guy.
Oh, why, my dear, what a surprise to see you here.
Archibald.
Yes, my love.
You're not.
Sober? Well, of course, my love. I'm sober as a judge.
Then what are you doing in this saloon?
Well, merely conducting a little research, my dear.
Research?
Your suspicion wounds me deeply, my love. Let me tell you, my dear, that I've been conducting a research project that is going to make us a fortune. I'm about to patent Soba, the drink that makes happy homes.
Crime wave in history, and we can't even make an arrest. They're all perfect crimes.
Well, we're doing our best to find
It's
out.
not good enough. If you can't find out anything, shut down the company. Or the police department will. We know there's a big gang back of this. Hey,